I wanted to figure out how to do the perfect quad edit in Fortnite. It's just 4 edits, but even the best Fortnite players struggle. The Fortnite movement is just the right speed to make quad edits very difficult, but not impossible. So you want to know the secret? The universe has been around for a long time, billions of years, and it led us here to the moment where a viewer wants to learn how to perfect just 4 edits.
Bro, it's really not that deep. I just wanted to learn how to do quad edits.
Relax, I'll get there. Only a few players have perfected the quad edit. Yup, you guessed it, it's the greatest Fortnite player of all time, Peterbot. Peterbot managed to complete 30 quad edits in a row, which is more than anyone ever. Yeah, I'm just messing with you. Peterbot could sneeze while playing Fortnite, and some players would think it was a world record. Don't get me wrong, Peterbot is an unbelievably talented Fortnite player.
What is that?
But let's be real, he's not a fast editor. I'm not great at infinite quad edits, and I can definitely break 30. You want to know who has truly perfected quad edits? The guy that plays Fortnite with his feet. I'm not kidding. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me ask you this. What is perfection? Many of us, without knowing it, spend way too much time fixated on making things perfect. But has it ever occurred to you that perfection is impossible and that imperfection is actually a good thing? I keep mentioning the perfect quad edit, but imperfection is one of the coolest things about being human. The best works of art or success stories come from people who tried something new and weren't afraid to stray from the rules. The best moments occur when you stop overthinking about what could have been and begin living in the now. I have completed many quad edits in my Fortnite career, more than most. I think we all know the basics. Place a cone, grab the back 2 tiles, editing the cone into a ramp, place a floor and a cone, do a double edit, place a wall, and edit through. Just 4 edits. Simple. Once you understand the basics, even if you don't know Alright, I messed up. Once you understand the basics, even if you don't have the consistency yet, this is where a little perfectionism may benefit you. Too much of anything is bad, but perfectionism in small doses can be great. To learn quad edits the right way, you will need to obsess over every little detail. When does perfectionism cross the boundary from a tactic to improving into a malignant state of mind? I am a victim of perfectionism myself, and I've only just recently come to realize it. I've never viewed myself as a perfectionist, but the more people watch my channel, I feel like everything has to be perfect before I upload. The idea of requiring perfection stops me from beginning videos I want to create.
And that led me to having an amazing upload schedule. Right, guys?
Yeah, sorry about that. There are 3 main pillars to crafting a quad edit: movement, crosshair placement, and edit timing. You don't need to perfect these, just optimize them. Out of the different types of quads, I will focus on my most common one, a left straight quad edit. Here are some other variations of quad edits.
Here are some quad edit variations. So you have your left straight quad edit, that's what I do the most. You could just do a single tile quad edit like that. You could start on one side like the left side and end up on the right side. And all of those you could do on the right side as well. Or if you want to get more flashy, you could do a quad edit like this. And that's basically it.
Movement is pretty simple. Your character should always be in the best position to make an edit. If you want to chain multiple quads in a row, you should consider having an optimal movement bind for strafing. This is because your crosshair pulls your character to the right just enough to throw you off, so you will need to counter that drifting out. For example, my floor is F and my edit bind is E. If I try to do infinite quads on the right side, I can't click D and end up drifting to the middle. That's all you really need to know for quad edit movement. It's a hidden mechanic that most players miss, but once you understand it, you'll see it in all of your edits. The more I think about it, perfectionism is like the modern plague. Open up Instagram or TikTok. Perfection attacks you from all angles. Oh, they're having more fun than me. Oh, they have bigger muscles than me.
Excuse me.
Oh, they're more attractive than me.
Magnets! Oh!
It's a vicious cycle because the creators feel pressured to pump out perfect content or they won't get enough validation, and the viewers feel like their lives are inferior because someone is doing better than them. I think anyone who has mastered something actually has imperfections, but they use them to their advantage. To master quad edits, you must master crosshair placement. This mechanic works in tandem with movement to create the flow of fast editing. Crosshair placement is the positioning of the crosshair to create fluidity and tight mechanical edits. It is very important to have consistent crosshair placement when learning quad edits. Have a full understanding of your crosshair movement for each quad edit and stick to it. When I do quads, I have a very circular motion. I understand this isn't optimal for speed, but it looks better to a viewer and it's hard for me to mess up since I do quads almost the exact same way every time. When thinking about crosshair placement, the little things really matter. Like when you're doing each quad edit, you want to think about, okay, is my crosshair going from the left to the right side, or am I going from the right to the left? Now both work pretty well. If I do from the left to the right, I can kind of wrap my crosshair around like this and edit through those top tiles. And then if I do it from the right to left, this one feels more natural to me, so that's what I usually stick to. Even though I think the other one might be a little more efficient if you're trying to go for that flowy kind of look, because you can just go like that, where you're having kind of a circular crosshair motion and then it's just circles, which I kind of do the same thing when I go from right to left. So I'll grab these back two tiles and then I'll swing my crosshair up like that to still create kind of a fluid motion. If you want to go for those tight, more consistent quads that world record holders usually use, then it's just kind of like back and forth, where it's like this, and then it's just the same motion over and over again. That's the most important thing for this, is consistency. Just learn how to do your own kind of quad edit and do the same motion over and over again so you can build consistency. When you watch a quad edit world record video, look closely and you will notice they do the exact same motion over and over again. Keep in mind that when I talk about learning quad edits, I understand that everyone watching is at different skill levels. If you're sitting there like, I can barely do a double edit, this doesn't apply to me, most of this information can be transferred to double or triple edits. In fact, if you're just okay at quad edits but struggling a bit, you should go back to the basics and master those before moving on to quad edits. If your goal is to be a pilot, you don't just hop on a commercial airplane and fly halfway across the world. There is a process, and if you fast forward through the important parts, you will end up being worse at what you do. I was going to make a video trying to break the quad edit world record until I saw the current known world record, 245 in a row. For a while it was OpaCube with 89, then someone broke that, and OpaCube came back with 117. Then some player from Japan called Nokuk came out of nowhere and began shattering these records. I am pretty sure this guy plays with his feet. He frees up his binds on his keyboard by using his feet to operate a controller to move around. His best quad edit attempt on his YouTube is 245. That was a while ago, and since I'm not super into the quad edit community, for all I know, the record is 10,000 quad edits. But that's the funny thing about world records. It takes such a toll on you to complete the records that even if you have the skill to do more, it's such a chore to get that high, and you don't want to even try anymore, especially if no one else is trying. I felt this when I got back into Subway Surfers a couple years ago. Like, yeah, I could get to 10 billion points if I tried, but do I really want to sit there for 36 hours swiping? No. The final piece of the puzzle is edit timing. It's a fundamental mechanic that a lot of new fast editors ignore. Your ability to time edits properly decides the limit of your skill. It's one of those things you have to practice a lot for a while, but once you get it down, you can kind of forget about it. I still play on single binds with edit on release, so I haven't practiced in a long time. I go more in depth on this in my videos on consistency, but the best way to practice is simply using edit course maps. As I've said quite a few times in other videos, after mastering your timing, freebuilding is far more useful than edit courses. To conclude the video, I will attempt to do as many quad edits as I possibly can. Earlier, I said that I could easily break 30 quads, but when I said that, I was thinking from the perspective of me in my prime. Let's see how many quad edits in a row Washed Intangible can do.